See it?
Yeah, I see it. What's wrong?
I'm not just trying to get more light over here.
Yeah, I think it's good. You don't want it too,
Yeah.
because it's Taco Tuesday.
Real TV with the Bells family, good times, good vibes. Real TV with the Bells family, good times, good vibes. Good vibes. Real TV with the Bells family, good times, good vibes. Real TV with the Bells family, good times, good vibes.
Welcome back to our channel. It's
What's going
Real
on?
TV with the Bells, and we are here today. As you can see by the thumbnail, today is Taco Tuesday.
That's right.
You excited?
I am. I'm excited and I'm hungry.
Yeah, I am too. So listen, this is not a sponsored video, okay?
No.
Didn't feel like cooking today, so for Taco Tuesday, we enlisted a little help, okay?
Yes.
This is from Viva Chicken.
If
Don't
you-
know if you got one in your area
I was
or
gonna
not.
say, yeah. If you don't have one, look it up and see if you got one close to you because they have some good stuff. Look at that. Family. Can y'all see that?
See that? So we got cilantro rice, we got beans, and
Mhm.
we got pulled chicken
Yes.
for chicken tacos.
And then we have some, I love red onions. And it smells like it has cilantro in it. Red onions.
Oh,
It's
Are these
good.
called pickled onions?
Pickled
I think they're
onions.
called
That may be
pickled
what it
onions.
is. That could be pickled onions.
Oh, those smell so delicious.
So we got
And
that.
we got our
Got the
wraps. And we got some avocado and lettuce.
So it's
And we got some water.
Got us some water.
All right.
Not
so-
sponsored by.
Oh yeah, and the sauce.
Yes.
If you know anything about the sauce, it's delicious.
The
Like
sauce.
I can't remember which is the one that I like the best.
I think it's the
It's
green.
the yellow.
You like the yellow?
Yeah, I got the green,
You
and
got
it's good. But then I tasted your
The
yellow,
yellow,
and I was like, oh my goodness, I should have got that. So we made sure we got 3 green, 3 yellow.
Yep.
And I think it's the yellow one that tastes more like cilantro flavor
Yeah.
in it. Or no,
I don't know.
we're gonna see. Can't remember.
So anyway, we're gonna go ahead and get this going. Say our blessings right quick so we get down.
Yeah, Daddy, go ahead.
Thank you, God, for this food. Thank you for this happy Tuesday. Amen.
And bless the food.
And bless the food along the way. You know, I hope everybody has had a good Tuesday. Whether you watch it during the morning, afternoon, or another day. We hope that your day has been great.
Yeah, it's just gonna be a little Taco Tuesday mukbang, okay? With a little story time as well. I mean, some of y'all know us from our previous channel, and some of you guys are new here and haven't heard the story. So today we're gonna do a little story time on how we met, okay?
Yep.
And whose perspective you want first, yours or mine? I'm gonna let you start.
What?
Yeah, I'm gonna let you start.
For me, well, do we tell a part of our past a little bit?
If you want to, without doing too much.
Yeah, not too much,
Travis.
yeah.
My goodness.
Okay. Well,
Oh, hold on, y'all. You the type that can't eat and talk. You can't do mukbangs.
this is my first time doing a mukbang, so. Oh, you go first. Go ahead.
No,
While
I'm
I'm
just saying you
talking.
can talk while you get your stuff
Okay,
together.
well, I'll talk while you get yours, and then see, I'm not a multitasker. I told her
At
that
all.
I'm a waffle person. I have to deal with one square at a time, like the Cirque does.
Like
So,
most men.
like most. So, but I would say for me, as y'all know, or some of you don't know, we both share. We have 4 boys. The 4 boys are from a previous marriage that I was in. She has been an amazing mom, bonus mom, stepmom, whatever you want to call her. But she's been a blessing to them as well as to me. So when we met, that was a part of my fear because I had 4 boys. You know, when I first seen her, it was, can't say love at first sight, but she was a beautiful woman. And I stalked her for a while. on Facebook, I guess, to find an opportunity, to ask her a question and to kind of, see what she was about. And we talked. We finally got in contact over school. Even though I was in school, she was too, but I kind of ran game, and she'll probably tell you.
Yes, he did run game. So let me tell you how it went down.
Yeah.
I was kind of new to Facebook. This was in 2009.
Yeah.
And I'm just on Facebook. Again, I'm new to Facebook. I'm just kind of chilling. Don't post too much. I was in school at the time. And random day, I just got a random friend request. And I said, "Are you already tasting it? And we're supposed to be waiting and tasting it together?"
I'm sorry.
So I get a random friend request. And I look at the name and I'm like, Travis.
Mm-hmm.
Travis. Why does that name sound familiar? And so we had so many friends in common, I just accepted it. I was like, we probably went to school together. That was what I was thinking. So I accepted the friend request. And we didn't say anything to each other for months.
Lunch, yeah.
Until one day, your turn.
Yeah, one day, I was like, I done sat back and I done watched her.
Are you just watching me like that?
Yeah, I was watching you. Yeah, I'm watching you.
We're gonna build that taco so we can taste it together.
And I was watching her to see, like if she had a lot of guys in her messages and stuff like that.
How would you know if they was in my messages?
Because I'm talking about on your thing.
Oh, okay.
In your
On my page.
Your page, yeah. Okay, you ready to try? We're gonna try right quick. Ready?
Yeah.
Mm.
I'm gonna tell y'all something.
Oh my goodness.
I can eat beans and rice every day. If I could eat beans and rice every day. I'm a bean rice type girl.
Mm-hmm. And I made it about school. I wanted to be something to kind of fill her out. So she could have had a boyfriend, or she could have just not been interested. And I was like, if she respond, that kind of made me then try the next level. So I asked her about school. I told her I needed some help in something.
Yeah. He didn't ask me about school. He just came in my DM, in my messages on Facebook. Now, I'm not gonna say we had never talked at all, but after accepting a friend request, every blue moon he might comment on a picture or something. But that was it. That was the extent of it. And then he came and asked me, "Can you help me with some math homework?"
And yeah, so I sat back and I said, okay, this would then tell me if she's interested on how fast she responds. It wasn't long.
That's what you thought?
It didn't take her long. So when she responded, I said, oh, okay, so she's okay with engaging. And she told me immediately, I'm not good at math. But you did say, but if you need help with English, I can help you.
How to help you with that?
When she said that, I said, okay. First of all, she don't sound like she's involved with anybody, because she wouldn't tell me that she could help me with something. She would just be like, no, I don't, and just keep moving. So at that point, I kind of knew that she made.
At that point, y'all, he was like this.
Yep.
In there, baby.
I'm in there now. So that's when so start with that. And I think we started conversating a little bit.
Yeah, just a little bit.
Just a little bit. If I seen her out or something with her, at that time I thought her daughter and her son, but it was actually her nephews.
Yeah, my niece and my nephew that he saw on my page all the time, he thought they were mine.
Yes. So.
And I remember you commenting something like that natural hairstyle on your baby girl is pretty.
Mm-hmm.
And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, that's my niece.
I'm like, oh wow, because I had seen her with them so much that I liked that. And I'm like, oh wow, so she's involved, and she seems like she's okay with kids. So
That was important. He trying to make sure I was okay with kids because this joker had 4.
I had 4. I was going to the table with 4 kids. So
4 now.
4. 4 kids. So
which I didn't know at the time.
Yeah. So at that time, she didn't know, and I hadn't given out that kind of information because again, I need to know what type of person she was. You know, what she was.
Y'all, this is so good.
It is. I'm telling you. I'm gonna eat the beans on the side.
Okay. So yeah, y'all. We talk, chat a little bit here and there.
Mm-hmm.
I think the next weekend he had told me he was having a family reunion or something.
Mm-hmm. Yep. You remember that?
Yeah, I remember. And he tried to get me to come.
I
So
sure
if
did.
you're not doing anything, you should stop by, something like that.
Yep.
You know what I really wish we had done for this video?
Got
Got the old messages.
The messages.
Because you still got them.
Yeah, I still got
But you know, that's kind of how it started. We started chatting again, just via Facebook Messenger.
Mm-hmm.
Eventually, we exchanged numbers. Started talking on the phone.
Mm-hmm.
The very first conversation we had, he was trying to use his sexy voice.
Really?
You weren't trying to use your sexy
Really?
voice.
You think so?
You was.
My voice was kind of low and smooth.
It was low and smooth back.
Yeah.
It was funny.
Mm-hmm. And
Was that the first conversation when I asked about how many kids you had? So tell them about that, how that went.
Okay. Now that was a scary point in my life because it was the unknown. I found myself like interested in her. She seemed cool, surface level. Didn't know much about it at that time, and so you know, I don't know how we got in the conversation, but I think I was telling her that I thought that her niece and nephew was her son and daughter, and I think she asked. I think she said, "Do you have any kids?"
Mm-hmm.
Woo! How do you tell a woman you got 4 kids and them still be interested in you? I say, yeah, I got some sons. I got sons. I got sons. And I knew it was coming. How many do you have? At this point, honestly, I kind of wanted to hang up and just say it's over. I'm not going to even try. I did. And I said, I had the phone in my hand. So when she said that, she said, how many? I said, 4. And as I'm holding the phone, when I said 4, I said, I kind of, what they call it, squeamish, whatever, what is it? Where you get kind of, I brace myself for the awkward, okay. And then, okay, I'm not going to hear from her again. And the next question she asked, I brightened up like the sun is outside right now. She said, by how many mothers do they have?
How many mothers do they have?
How you say it?
I said,
by how many women? And I said, I got this. I said,
that was his saving grace, y'all. That was his saving grace because he almost didn't make the cut.
1. And she said, okay. And the okay that she said wasn't one of, okay, this is just know this is the last time you talked. It was more of, she was thinking like, okay, let me see how he's involved or something. That's what I got out of it. Like, okay, he said he got 4, let's see if he's the way he is with him. And you know, we kept talking, and I started. What was? Go ahead, baby. You go ahead and tell them, give them a little bit of your perspective on.
No, I mean, you was bracing yourself. I was bracing myself for the answer, and when he gave it to me, I was look. I saw what an awesome father he was, involved father. You know what I'm saying? Not just financially there, but emotionally available to his kids and there, invested, just locked in. And that was sexy to me.
Hey, I like that.
I was like, hey now,
Okay.
okay, so if we ever had kids, I ain't got nothing to worry about.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got nothing to worry about. And so that's how I went with that conversation. Disc golf. So that was our first date. We went to go play disc golf. He showed up with a mustard stain on his shirt, y'all.
I did.
A mustard shirt. A mustard shirt.
mustard
Well, it was a mustard shirt. But
I did.
a mustard stain on his shirt.
I did.
And so he already, look, he got some strikes, but you know, I'm already overlooking some things, you know.
Yeah.
But we were outside.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it was all
I got a
good.
pass.
He had a pass. We played a few rounds of disc golf until the mosquitoes tore me up,
They
ate me
lit
alive.
up.
So
I felt so bad. I'm like, man.
Did you really feel
Yeah,
bad?
I did, because I'm like, dang, she, you know, I wanted her to have a first good experience with disc golf, but the mosquito said,
It was fun. I had never played before, but I'm real competitive, so I was down, and I had already talked jump, knowing I didn't know anything about disc golf. But I had already talked jump and told him how I was gonna beat him at his game and this and that. And
she was talking junk.
I did.
But she did pretty good her first time playing.
So the mosquitoes tore me up. So we end up finishing the date elsewhere.
Yes.
Okay? We end up going to Cheddar's to eat. And years later, did you tell me this information? Yeah, years later, he gonna tell me how he had talked himself up prior to the date, and he had told himself that he wasn't spending any money. I'm not spending no money. I ain't spending no money.
Well,
Next thing I know, we out eating. He's spending money.
I'm spending money
That
because
date was too good. He didn't want to eat.
I'm gonna be honest. I really didn't want the date to end because we had a good time. I had a good short time, even though she was getting ate up by the mosquitoes. I liked her energy. I know a lot of people always talk about energy and stuff, but it's true. But her vibe was good. It was cool. It was like I almost felt like I already knew her. That's what it felt like. So it's not like when you meet, you know, like when you hang out with your friends, you might not want the night to end. I felt like I knew her. Like, yeah, I don't know. It was a weird feeling, and I didn't want it to end.
I like it.
Thank you. So,
I didn't want it to end, y'all.
and I didn't want it to end after that. I didn't tell you that, but I didn't. I didn't want it to end after that, but I knew you had to get back home, and I had to go get my boys because they was hanging out with their uncle at that time.
Yeah, so we pulled up at Cheddar's, mustard stain and all. And we had a good conversation, and he was just different from anything I had ever, you know, dated before. And I kept saying during the date, and it's funny, I was like, why are you staring at me? Why do you keep staring at me? Because he was so, the eye contact, and like hanging on every word that I said.
Yeah.
And I was like,
No.
Remy, if you
down.
don't get your butt down,
Get down.
it was like, Mama, Dad, I done been patient enough. Poo-poo, go. If I give you a piece of chicken, you better get going. Here, come over here. But, yeah, so, now get, go. Good girl, go. I said go.
Go over there.
Go, Remy.
Go over there, Pooh.
Go. So, where was I at? Remy done messed me up.
No.
Yeah, just a conversation and him being so
Eye contact.
attentive and
Yeah.
you know.
Because what she was saying, I'm like, I really need to know if I know her. it was just natural. So to hear her talk about herself, to talk about, surface level, because we're still getting to know each other.
It was surfing, but not that surfing.
Not that surface, yeah.
Okay.
But I'm saying you didn't go into detail about certain stuff, but the stuff you were saying made me want to know more about her.
Okay.
So it was kind of like, okay, she said that, but I want to ask her later this, or how did you get to this point, or why not this? So at that time, like I said, we had met at the park.
Yeah, at the park
Yeah.
playing disc golf.
Mm-hmm.
So that was our first date was September the 12th,
Mm-hmm.
2009.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
what else you got to say about that?
2009. So after that, we started getting to know each other. We finally, this is funny too. Let me say this. When we met, afterwards, after I seen that she was, because my thing was always this. I don't want to introduce her to the boys until I know that that's someone that's going to be around for a while. Might not be a marriage, might not be nothing, but I was like, once we started to build a relationship or communication and stuff, when she came over for the first time and met the boys, no, they came over here. Okay, so as I was saying, we had to break for a little bit. So anyway,
My last one.
when we finally felt like we was getting somewhere or getting to know each other, she met the boys for the first time.
I'm getting full. That's one thing about some beans and rice, though, y'all.
Yes.
It'll fill you
It
up.
will fill you up.
Ooh.
So when she met them for the first time, I had to coach them.
What you mean you had to coach them?
Don't y'all embarrass me. Okay? If y'all be on your best behavior, I'm just kidding.
No, you're not. You probably did.
No, I didn't. But so I was just nervous about one of my sons. And when she met him, she met all of them. And when she met them, they met her with open arms, like they knew her.
When I seen that we were starting to get a little serious, I had
This was
asked him.
after.
It was after?
Mhm.
You sure?
Mhm.
You sure?
You had met him before.
Okay, I don't know the timeline, y'all, because we old, okay? This was 2009. It's 2025. I had dated someone before that had kids, and when the relationship ends, if you build a bond with a child or whatever, someone's child, it can be hard, getting back to the normal way of living, like not seeing and talking to that child anymore. So early on, I asked him, like, what are we doing?
Yep.
Where you see this going? Because I don't want to build relationships or get, really close to your children, and then things don't work because, I've done that before, and that doesn't feel good. So.
And that itself made me want to get to know her even more, because unlike other relationships or whatever, she's seen something bigger than us. It was almost like she was planning to possibly be in my life long term. And it wasn't just about us. She cared enough about the kids, the boys. And I said, she might be the one. She might be the one.
I'm laughing because he always says that it was that moment that made him think that, like, hey,
this may be her right here.
But in a joking manner, the real moment was when I cooked him some short ribs.
Yes.
The very first time I cooked for him, I knew I had reeled him in. Y'all listen.
She got me.
I went and got some beef ribs, and I let them jokers marinate for like a day or two.
Family.
Because I knew we had a date, he was coming on, I was gonna cook for him. I went and got some ribs, seasoned them jokers up, put them in a bag, and let them jokers marinate.
Yes.
So I made short ribs, a baked mac and cheese, and what else?
All I remember was the ribs and the mac and cheese. That's all I remember.
But anywho, baby, them ribs
Y'all don't
was
understand.
sliding off the bone. Them ribs were so good. He still talk about them ribs to this day.
Boy,
And so I really believe that after he tastes my food, that's why he was like, let me marry you. Let me marry you.
I'm not going to even lie, and I'll say it with my chest out. That woman cooked that food that day. It was to the gods, y'all. Y'all don't understand. She cooked them doggone ribs. I tasted them ribs, and all I heard was bells in my ear. I'm about to marry this woman.
You heard wedding bells.
Yeah, I heard bells.
She heard bells, y'all. But anywho, back to me looking out or having the best interest for his kids that really did it for him. So he said, not the food.
Now, I've always wanted this. Now I may actually have it. But I'm not going to get ahead of myself, huh?
That scared you?
Yeah.
It scared me too, because I'm going to be honest. For a long time in our relationship, I kept telling myself it's too good to be true. It's too good to be true. And I kept on waiting for him to mess up, to prove me right. And he never did. What do you think you did that prepared you for me or our relationship? Like, what kind of self-work did you do that you think prepared you, or something that happened to you that helped prepare you for me?
My worst fear at that time was being alone. I think that in a previous time, I felt like I needed validation from someone. I didn't see it in myself. I lacked self-confidence.
Okay.
So when just the thought of not having someone there to validate me on certain things like making decisions, and these kind of things in my life, I was forced to have to start doing that on my own with 4 boys. And I was like, okay, it's either sink or swim now. And those young men, they inspired me. They pushed me to want to do more because I couldn't fail because of them. So when I did it, I then said, okay, what is something else I was afraid of doing? I'm going back to school.
I love that.
Yeah, I was just like, you know what, forget it. Don't even think about it, just do it. So I enrolled in school, and I said, all I want to do is just at least go 1 semester. After 1 semester, it kept going. I got my associates, bachelor's, then my master's. And I started getting confidence in myself. So if I would have met her at any time, I know we always joke about it and always say, boy, I wish I'd have met you at an early age. I wouldn't have been ready because I didn't have the self-confidence in myself to be someone that could be the type of man that she deserved. I'll be honest.
Okay.
So I think that all the stuff that I went through before that time was necessary.
What's necessary? I like that. You want to take her out?
Yeah, let me take her out. Be right back. So that was the things I was preparing myself for. And in doing so, when we met, that's why I guess she felt that energy from me. I don't know. But it helped. So what about you? What prepares you?
I had to get out of my own way.
Okay, elaborate.
Because I had been doing things previously that would prevent me from ever being prepared or being in a position to find true love.
Okay.
And so we a lot of us been there. You date just out of boredom. You know, people who you know for a fact.
You know
For a fact that long term you can't see yourself being with, or there's just some character flaws or some things that you don't see yourself dealing with long term, but you date anyway just because you don't want to be alone. So first I had to stop doing that. I told myself, I had got to the point where I was like, if I don't see a future, I'm not gonna waste my time dating someone that I can't see myself with long term. So I had to get to that place. And then also, I had my checklist.
Oh boy.
I had my checklist of what I wanted. And I had to let that checklist go.
I wasn't on that checklist.
Because I did that, okay? So we got about 5'8".
5'8.5".
5'8".
0.5. And you know, we all know in math, when you have 5 and above, you round it.
You're so crazy. So you 5'9", baby?
I'm 5'9". Yep.
So short.
Oh. Jeremiah said we need to go up positive.
Well, you ain't going up that much. So anywho, he showed up looking totally different from what I told myself I wanted or I had to have. And I had to ask a question. I was like, Lord, is that really you? Is this really you funny? This really what you got for me? For real? And he said, yeah, for real.
Well,
But
thank you.
But no, God will send you what you need. Okay? Not always what you want, but what you need.
Okay.
And long term, what's more important? What you need or what you want? Because what you want isn't always founded on, you know what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Like what you want isn't always what's good for you or what's best for you. God knows you completely and exactly what you need and what's going to be best for you. Right. So I had to be open to that. And by being open and getting to that point in my life, when he came, I was ready.
She was ready. I want y'all to understand this. This is a woman who was single, no kids, no in a relationship or whatever the case may be, which I'm going to share something that was funny about that too. When we met, but she had a 3-bedroom house.
That's what I wanted.
But she was with no one, no kids, but she went out and got a 3-bedroom house, which we actually are living in right now. And of course, I had, just side note, I had my own apartment for 2 years. After everything happened, I moved into my own place. I had a house that I was renting, then I moved into my apartment
after
with the boys. After my divorce for 2 years. So when we finally linked up and started talking, I was just starting to see how things were already starting to happen. Align, that's the word I'm looking for. Started aligning well before we met. I just got to believe that. For her to get this place, and then here I am, come with a whole package. I mean,
God knew.
Total package.
He said, you need a 3-bedroom because the husband I got for you got 4 boys.
He got 4 boys.
So
it's almost like God said, hear me out.
Right, let me explain.
Let me explain this. Hear me out. It's going to be okay. And, I mean, we talking 2009, and now it's 2025. Almost 16 years later. 15 years of marriage.
So, y'all, that's our time frame. First date, September the 12th, 2009. April 2010. No, sorry. April the 1st. It was April 1st. It was April Fool's. The day first.
It was?
It was April.
It was.
He proposed April something,
Something.
2010. And then by September 17th, 2010, we got married. So between meeting and getting married was a year and 5 days.
Yes.
A
And
year and 5 days. So
a year and 5 days. Y'all are not hearing it. A year and 5 days. And
so you knew what they say, when you know, you know?
when you know, you know. You know. The first time I told I
It's a
love
long video, y'all.
Yeah.
We're sorry.
her, sorry. We're going to chop it up.
Hopefully y'all still with us.
Yeah, hopefully. If you done made it this far, we thank you. And
Go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe.
yes, go ahead and do that.
And hit that bell for the bell.
Hit that bell.
No,
for the
sorry,
bell.
I said it wrong. Ring that bell for the bell.
But I just knew. I knew then that this woman was everything I had been looking for. This woman right here, that day, I felt everything that I ever wanted when I asked her to be my wife. And I prayed that she said yes, and she did. And
That's our love story, and that's still not even all of it.
it's like,
But y'all get the gist of it. But so he stalked me. So he stalked me on Facebook, sent me a friend request.
yeah,
I accepted it, not knowing that I didn't know him, only to find out that he had been on my cousin's Facebook page
because I grew up with a
and
cousin.
saw me, and that's why he sent me the friend request. I did not know that he grew up with my cousins.
I used to hang out with them.
So
And then my best friend's best girlfriend
used
was
to be
your
my
best,
best friend.
was her
growing
best
up.
friend. And I
Yes,
never
yes.
came in contact with her, never seen her, never knew anything about her. But that's where we are. And that's our love story right there.
Some of it.
Some of it,
That's our love story in a nutshell.
in a nutshell.
But anywho, y'all, like, comment, and subscribe,
And what?
and ring that bell for the bells.
Ring that bell.
And y'all, let's talk in the comments. Let us know if you like the video.
Yes.
Any other ideas, any videos that y'all want to see from us, put it down in the comments, and
Yes, we
see if we
appreciate
can make it
it.
happen.
Thank y'all for hanging out with us. I guess we're gonna just hang out for a little bit, spend some time
He
together.
full as a tick. I'm full as a tick. We probably want to take a nap.
We probably
But thank y'all for hanging out for Taco Tuesday.